The people who are like, I don't want a routine, it's too structured, I'm not extreme like that. All you need to do is, you need to know that life is a competition. And let's just say you don't even have any work tasks. All you need to do is create a goal for yourself and do everything you can to achieve that goal. Routine, routine, routine. Without a routine, a man is lost in this world. You have things you want to do, goals you want to achieve, but simply cannot find the time to chase the goals and these dreams. Eventually, what will happen is you will give up on these goals and blame something else, something external, something you could not control, but in reality, it's 100% your fault. It is your fault you're fat. It is your fault you're not where you want to be. Stop being an undisciplined loser and get it together. You're no longer a child. Every day you should know what tasks you need to do and what tasks will take you closer to the goal that you want to achieve. Before, when I was I wouldn't say in my life where I have been an undisciplined person for a long period of time. There's been days where I feel like, you know what, I've not been chasing my goals. I've basically been like sleepwalking through my life. And after a certain point in time, you're like, you know what am I doing? I've got no routine. I've got no structure. Because in my mind, I've always had a goal that I wanted to reach. I don't know about you, but having goals is kind of part of being a man, I think. It might not even be something extreme. You might just want to, might want to get in shape. You might want to learn another language, whatever your goal is. But having a goal and not having a routine is insanity. Because how can you achieve your goal? How can you dedicate time and effort and, research, reading books, talking to someone who knows more than you, having a mentor, and basically not having a plan in action to kind of achieve your goal? Because a routine is something every person needs. If you have no routine, and let's just say you don't even have any work tasks, all you need to do is create a goal for yourself and do everything you can to achieve that goal. A book I would recommend for this is The Way of the Superior Man. A Way of the Superior Man. But for example, say you're on the other hand of the story. You're just an undisciplined person, and you do have goals, but you don't know what it takes to get to the goal that you want to achieve. The first thing you need to do, just practically, is start being more disciplined. Just do these little things. I'll tell you little things you can do, and what this will do is it'll start your momentum. You will get momentum, and then that will snowball into something bigger, and then you can fully dedicate yourself to achieving this goal. So every time you wake up in the morning, do this. Wake up in the morning, don't go on your phone for around 10-15 minutes. Brush your teeth, make your bed, go downstairs, do like 10 push-ups, and get some sunlight for like 5-10 minutes and read a book. That's all you need to do. What that will do, it will give you the basic framework to getting your foot in the door with a routine. That's all you need to do. Then eventually you need to make more of a plan. Let's just say fitness, right? Because fitness is what we are always talking about. Then what you need to do is have a routine in order for you to get to the fitness goals you want to do. So say you're a little bit fat, you want to lose a bit of weight. What you can do is you can create yourself, or you can go online, or you can join my school community, whatever you prefer, right? You can find a workout program and just stick to that. Now, once you start going to the gym on a regular basis, then you can start dialing it even more. Because when you have you've literally at zero, the progress of you having a routine is zero. Even simply you making your bed and doing simple things, that will put you in a slight small routine. Then you find a workout, you find a workout program that you want to do, you can stick to. Then that's the next step in your routine. So when you have literally zero progress, even the smallest kind of things are a win. But as you progress more, you get into more of a routine. And then eventually you want to get to a point where everything you do in your life is optimized for routine, for your goals, for pleasure. I'm not saying, constantly do work, constantly just focus on your goals. You also need to have time for pleasure, time for leisure, time for, family, time for fun, time for, things that you want to do. Then let's rewind a bit, go back to you going back to the gym. After you get a routine in the gym and you're like, you know what, I like this routine. In that routine, you might go 3 days a week. You might have 1 day off. Then you're back in the gym 3 days a week. Then you add in, some cardio every other day, or whatever suits you. And then you fix your diet. And that's when everything comes together. You have your gym routine down, you have your daily routine down, your morning routine, and then you have your diet down. And as long as you have them, a couple of things down, you will 100% get to your goal. You don't have to, it might not come tomorrow, it might not come next week, it might not come in a month, but over time, as long as you do them things, you will 100% be in a routine. And with a routine, you have that framework to achieve your goals. If you have, say you have a routine, you don't have a routine, and you're like, I want to go to the gym, and in your head, if you want to lose weight, you know what you have to do. You have to work out, you have to eat clean. That's all you need to do. But if you have no routine, it's like you want to go to the gym, but there's no space in the eye of your mind for you to go to the gym. Does that make sense? So what a routine does, it basically puts your whole day, it plans your whole day out in your head. And the people who are like, I don't want a routine, it's too structured, I'm not extreme like that. All you need to do is, you need to know that life is a competition. There's guys out there with an unbelievably structured routine, and the goals they're smashing, you can't even comprehend. And the thing is, because life is a competition, you will get left behind. Some people think that, you should only compare yourself with how you are yesterday or how you used to be. Now, that's true to an extent, because it's nice to know that you're making progress and whatnot. But say you're 30 years old and you're comparing yourself with like an 18-year-old. The 18-year-old's got unbelievable routine. He's got his dream physique. He's working on other things. That is, I wouldn't say that's embarrassing, but I would say that person who's 30 years old, they need to get their shit together, because an 18-year-old knows about, how life is. You need to have a routine, you need to have a goal, you need to be basically doing things every single day, bringing you closer to your goals. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. Your goal can be to become, a crazy chess player. It can be to become a hafiz. It could be to, the hafiz is actually a very good goal to have. But I'm saying something small, something minuscule, like a fitness one. A fitness one is something very attainable. Maybe if you're a complete beginner, you're talking about 3 to 6 months, you would see very good gains if everything was optimized, if your sleep was optimized, if your routine was optimized, if your diet was optimized. What I'm saying to you essentially in this video, boys, is you just need to have a routine and structure your routine around your goals. Now, how can you practically do that? How can you practically get a routine? Because you don't want to write it down, because it's too hard. All you need to do is, boys, get a Google Calendar. It's a free app, free on Android, free on Apple. Ideally, me personally, I like using it on the computer, on my PC, simply because it's a bigger screen, and it's a lot easier as well to just click around with your mouse. And the thing is, once you put in, say for example, you put in the time you wake up at 9 a.m. or whatever time you wake up, it gives you an option to basically fill out all the rows. It says repeat this, and you can just repeat it for, say, weekday. You can put it for weekends, and then you put your goals. So say for example, you want a meal prep. So at 10 a.m, 11 a.m, you put meal prep. You block out every, say, Sunday at 11 a.m. for a couple of hours. And then you would just simply put in the goals that you want to do, and that is your routine. You would stick to that routine, stick to the calendar every single day. And when I started doing this, I just had so much more clarity, so much more time. And in fact, I would even say I had so much more happiness, because I knew in my head I had that discipline, and I knew I was striving towards my goals. I might not see results for a week, for 2 weeks, but you just know in your head that all this work I'm doing is going to pay off. As long as you're doing important tasks. Now that's a whole different video, but make sure, let's just, for the sake of this video, let's just quickly cover that. If you're going to be creating a routine to strive and chase your goals, make sure that the goal jobs, the goal tasks, the work tasks that you're choosing is actually meaningful. You don't want to be doing random tasks. Like for example, your task is to find loads of gym clothes, like, nice outfits to go to the gym. That's not going to bring you towards your goal. You might be spending loads of time online shopping, wasting your money, but that's not going to bring you towards your goal. If you need gym clothes, just, quickly buy something that fits you, and that's it. You just get on with it. I cannot explain how important routine is when it comes to chasing a goal. And if you're someone out there who wants one-to-one help with getting into a routine, finding out what your work tasks are when it comes to getting lean, getting shredded, getting aesthetic, putting on muscle, then my school community would be a good fit for someone like you. Click on the link in the first description to find out more, but I'll just tell you a little bit about what I do in my school community and why I created it. I created it specifically for brown guys, but mostly for young guys like myself, because I remember when I didn't have a routine, when I didn't have a program, I would have killed to have access to someone like me who's been and gone through the issues that I've been through. And what it does is it basically saves you so much time of trial and error, so much pain, so much suffering, so much confusion. Because when you have direct access for someone, you can basically speed run through so much. I'm not even talking about the coaching thing that I offer, but just putting a message in my school community, and you just say, for example, you just write, "Oh, can someone help me? I'm having an issue with structuring my time. I go to the gym at such and such a time, but now I can no longer go because I have family commitment, I have work, I have school." And for example, say someone else who's been through my community, or even better, me myself, I'll reply to you because I'm in there every single day. I just tell you, you know what, let's do this instead, try this out, see what kind of results you're getting, update me in about 2 weeks or maybe a month to see what kind of progress you made on the advice I've given you. And then you just have that clarity. No, it doesn't even have to be about routine. The video is about routine, but to be honest, you can do that on any issue you're having, on fitness, on looks maxing, on diet, on training, on accountability. Yeah, that's literally why I've created my school community. It's $49 a month, which is equivalent to, it's a US platform, but in the UK, that's equivalent to around £36, which is like £1.20 a day, which is unbelievably cheap in my opinion. Just click on, if you want to know exactly what you can get when you join, just click on the link in my description, the first one. It'll take you to the about page. And yeah, £1.20 a day, which is, I think people, I don't know how much coffee is. I've never bought coffee from a shop, but I know people who go to like Starbucks, coffee shops every single day or most of the time a week. And I think the coffee they get is like £5, £6, £7, £8, and it's completely ridiculous. I know people who spend like more than £30, which is the entire cost of the school community every month. They spend that on a takeaway every month. Now, if they just invested that and put it into something more useful, something so they can chase their goals, then they will be so much more better off. So I want to tell you that, because if you're someone who's spending, 30, more than £30 a month, let's just say a month, not even a week, and you know in your mind, Ismail, I always wanted to get into shape. I used to have a lot of potential. The past few months, I've just, kind of lost my way. I've put on a lot of fat, a lot of weight. Then I literally advise you and urge you to join my school community. I want the first people to join to be the most active, to be basically the founding members of the school. So yeah, click on the link in the description below, the first one, man. Click on that. Thank you.